Hello, you. It's me. And this is a video I've been trying to make for a while. But I am definitely a sensitive person and I cry really easily. And it was really hard to get through this without crying until I noticed something more sinister. And I want to give a little trigger warning right now because if you're a real big fan of Rob Thomas or Matchbox 20, um, I don't want to ruin this song for you. So, but anyway, if you want to, just keep listening, and you'll see what I mean as I go. The song is My, and Gypsy claimed that this is one of DeDe's favorite songs. And I'll tell you, when I first listened to it, obviously I can't play it because copyright stuff. So I just thought, well, we could look through the lyrics. But when I looked through them the first time, I bawled my eyes out. I was so in my feels, absolutely. And then I thought about Gypsy and what she would have thought about with this song, and it creeped the fuck out of me. I'll just be honest, and I'll go over it with you a little bit so you can see what I'm talking about. So, this is the song. I got this out of Song Meanings, I think is the name of it. That's the name of the website, and it's just lyrics. But we're gonna go over some of them. So, here is some lyrics after the first verse. And when you find you're spending your time waiting for words but never speak, you tell yourself that the things you need come slow, but inside you just don't know. Now, from a DeDe perspective, it's just, she is in a situation maybe isn't quite what she had hoped it would be. And it's kind of sad. But then think of it from a Gypsy perspective. She's laying in wait. She's like a predator. And I could see where that would speak to a predator. She's waiting for the words but never speak. So she's not speaking up for what she wants. And you tell yourself the things you need come slow. In other words, again, life isn't always what you expect it to be. But inside, you just don't know. You don't know if they'll ever come. Now, again, that could sound incredibly sinister if you think about it. In the wait for life to really begin, but it hasn't yet, and you don't know if it will, and so you're contemplating what you should do next. Yeah, in the mind of Gypsy, that's dangerous sounding, very dangerous. Next thing is my, let your bright light shine. Let your words live on far beyond this life, Now, when you think about DeDe, her light was burnt out by Gypsy. And so you hope that her legacy, how she lives on in the minds of those that loved her, would be something genuine and kind and wonderful, which is why I was so and still hoping that Ivory Rose Goes Wild does that tribute to DeDe, because I would love to hear her words through other people, because of course all we hear from Gypsy and her family now is, oh, she was horrible, she was terrible, blah blah blah. But also, when I hear this, I think of Gypsy, like, she murdered her mother. Is this how she thinks of it? Is she put her at peace so that now Gypsy can have peace? I mean, really sinister sounding. So, well, we'll continue. hold on to anything. Everything's, sorry, I had to slip my glasses on. Everything's over and done. Has the fear taken over you? Tell me, is that what you want to make up your life? Now again, when you think of DeDe and you think about how I believe, my opinion, not facts, that she was so abused by Gypsy. But if you think about it the other way, where Gypsy, hold on to anything, she was holding on to the moment before she committed her crime. And then everything's over and done after the crime. Has the fear taken over you? Tell me. Did she fear? Of course not. She was laughing and giggling and hanging out with Nick at that time. She wasn't affected at all. She's still not. Where are the tears? Where are the tributes to her mother from her? Where's the sorrow and the loss? There isn't any. And that's how she wanted to make up her life. That's what she wanted to do. She wanted to get rid of her mother so that she could, be the center of attention. She could get everything she wanted because her mother could no longer provide that because she was very ill and couldn't do all the things she did for Gypsy. It was getting harder and harder considering she did have cancer. Her mother, I believe, did have cancer. She did have diabetes. She did have a bum leg that made it harder to walk. She was the one who was really suffering at this point. And I could just see the little sinister Gypsy thinking about all these things. She said she listened to the song a lot. Yeah, I wonder why. It runs true with everything. And this is the last. Time after time, you're falling behind. Hold on to me. Never leave. Forever be what you mean to me right now. Don't you feel better now? I think about Gypsy and her crime. And I could see DeDe leaning on her, relying on her, the way that Gypsy once did. But Gypsy was older. She wasn't as sick anymore. She grew out of some of the stuff. Not everything. But she grew out of a lot of the things she suffered as a kid. And so DeDe was trying to hold on to her and have her daughter take care of her. Because she was sick. But Gypsy didn't want to do that. She didn't want this to be her forever until her mother passed away naturally. She wanted it over and done. And it's almost as if, and this is the most sinister part, it's almost as if Gypsy thinks she did DeDe a favor. It's like, oh, now it's gone. Don't you feel better now? Now you're not in pain. Now you're not hurting anymore. If she's listening to the song all the time like she said she was, if there really was, this was DeDe's favorite song, it just seems like, oh, I know you were hurting and in pain, but you're okay now. I'm here. So isn't it all better now? Don't you feel better now? I mean, she doesn't feel anything anymore because, unfortunately, due to Gypsy's crime, DeDe's no longer here. But man, thinking it from a Gypsy point of view, in my opinion, my thoughts, like I said, not facts. The only fact I know is that Gypsy said this was her mother's favorite song and that she was listening to it a lot. And it really just sounds like a great way to say, it wasn't my fault. You're in a better place now. Aren't you happy? Aren't you glad? I'm glad I did this. I'm glad I did this crime because my mother's no longer in pain. I took care of it. Do you see what I mean? Like, you could really spiral into some interesting theories on this song. But let me just say, excuse me, the song itself is lovely. It's beautiful. I like to take it for what I think it was meant to be, which was like, you're okay. You're okay. I'm here for you. You're okay. But I just wanted to throw out that little sinister thought. Yeah, because we know the little gremlin is pretty damn sinister. Excuse me. It's a morning throat. So I'm not always perfect. Anyway, no, I hadn't really seen anyone doing any breakdowns on it. Tell me your thoughts on it. Tell me, do you see the sinister side? I mean, is it just me? I don't think so. I see a really strong, sinister, horrible side that Gypsy brings to the table for everything. And that includes the song. But I do encourage you to hear it because it's a truly beautiful song. I hope you enjoy it. Don't think about the sinister side of it. Think about the beauty of the song itself. It's really nice. And thank you for listening. And that's all I got to say.